Welcome to 734 Games, and this is Game Time. And before we get started on the fun stuff, my nephew is getting cancer treatments. So I'm going to put his GoFundMe in the description. Please check it out. And any money that you donate to this channel will go to that. And let's get started with a game called Hand of Fate on Game Time.
I was never a fan of illusion or pretense. Here, I'll make an exception.
Now, Hand of Fate is by Defiant Development, and it's a kind of a weird game. I mean, I like it. Basically, what you have is a game of chance, where every time you play it, it can be a little bit different. And you're dealing with the card dealer. You pull up a card, and you get to do different things in the game. Now, the game has basically you can end up at the cart, or you can buy stuff sometimes, or you can meet somebody, or you can find a weapon, or you can get into a fight. And the combat engine in this game is reminiscent of Rocksteady's Arkham series. So it's pretty cool. The combat, I like the combat. Basically, it's a combo system, third person. So the game is a lot of fun, basically. I mean, it takes from that combat system, and I've always enjoyed games like that and Sleeping Dogs, and this is no exception. And I think you will too. And you get to the end of an area, or the end of a round, and you get to deal with a boss, so to speak, and you fight that boss. Now, there is a sequel to this game. Defiant did make a sequel, so they have Hand of Fate 2, but this is a game worth playing as well. And you're looking at the Linux version, and this game is another game that plays beautifully in Linux. I mean, I played this game. I had it on Steam first, and I decided to try out the GOG version for the channel. And it plays well on Steam, so if you have it on Steam, it plays well. For GOG, I'm using this neat little tool I told you guys about in other videos called Mini Galaxy. And basically, it's a GOG client for Linux. In Windows, if you're a Windows user, you're just gonna use the Galaxy 2.0, which is a really cool tool. I love that thing on Windows. It's a pretty awesome. But in Linux, that's not gonna work for you. You're gonna want to use Mini Galaxy, and most of the games on there work. Not at least in the Linux I have. Although not all Linux distros are created equal for playing Windows games. There's so many Linux distros out there that basically some, like the Linux distro I have, plays a lot of the games, but not every game plays easily. I'm sure I could tweak some of the games, but really I have, so many systems and so many different. I don't really have time because I'm trying to bring you guys the most games I can. So if I have a game that doesn't play on here and I really want to play it and I really want to show it to you guys, I can jump on my PlayStation, my Xbox, my PC, my Windows system. So that's how I pretty much do it, but sometimes I'll tweak a game to get it to play on Linux, but I haven't done it in a while. I mean, Linux is really great. There's some great things about Linux, and this is a fun game, and if you're a Linux user, this is probably a game you should get. I think you're missing out if you don't get this game. I love the dialogue, and the presentation in the game is really well done. They did a really good job. You can kind of tell it is an indie game, but it's a well-done indie game, and I think that you're going to enjoy the craftsmanship if you play this game. Check it out, Hand of Fate. And this is the GOG version, coming to you on a Linux. So, I mean, the game pretty much plays on everything, and as you can see, the game is smooth, runs just like it's supposed to, runs like a dream. Now, I wish I recorded. I can't record in 4K 60, so you're not really seeing it in 60 frames per second, but it ran in 60 frames per second when I was playing it. So, I mean, you're going to have to take my word on that, or try it yourself, Linux users, and check it out. Hand of Fate by Defiant Development on Linux. And Windows, too, and I think this is on the consoles as well. But let me take a look at the game to see if it's on consoles as well. And yes, it is. This game is also on Mac OS, PlayStation 4, and the Xbox One, as well as Linux and Windows. So all you guys with those systems can go out and enjoy Hand of Fate. It's a good game. It's well worth the money. It's not the first one is not an expensive game at all. The second one is $29. This one's like $25. So you can get this game for $25, and you're not going to waste your money. It's a good game, and I think you'll enjoy it. And even console gamers, if you're a console gamer that usually doesn't play games like this, then you may want to check this one out. This game may win you over. And that's pretty much it for this episode of Game Time. This is your host Tom signing off from 734 Games, where gaming is alive.
Some enemy attacks cannot be blocked or countered. Get out of the way or stop them with your own counterattack. Down into the worms with him. Perhaps there is peace for him in the grave, poor soul.